you ever wondered how I grow enough feed to feed all my cows and horses year round, in this video I'm going to explain that a little bit. So I'm here working on this irrigation project here. I had to replace gasket down here and gaskets inside this. So this whole system here is what I run water to my field with, and I run it to my garden. Garden's back up here and the field is back over this way. We'll see if it can follow me or not. Okay, so field's back down over here and the water runs out of these pipes you saw down the field to irrigate it. If you look back over here behind me, up towards where my side-by-side is, you can see the hillside up there, and there's really not much growing on it. That's what this whole field would look like if it was not for irrigating water. So where we live, irrigation is a big part of how we feed our animals, is because we only get about 9 inches average rainfall a year, and we've been in a drought for about the last 25 years or so, which means we have been getting even less. So the interesting thing about this system, it was originally not these exact pipes, but the system that gets the irrigation here was set up in the early 1900s, surveyed, engineered, and developed in the early 1900s using the technology they had available. That included a, I believe, 8-mile tunnel straight through the rock, through a canyon and out the other side. Incredible feat of engineering. And so that's what made the whole area we live in productive, was that, and getting irrigation water via canals to all the fields. So that's how we grow feed for our horses here. That's how we have water for a garden, and for our cows as well, is for all that. So on this field we grow hay and also use it for pasture. So the combination of the two is how we get feed. Now, unfortunately, the acreage I have here does not produce enough to feed my cows all year and feed my horses all year, both. And so I usually end up having to buy hay for the horses for at least part of the year. We do produce enough for them for probably half of the year, and then enough grass for the cows for about half of the year. So that's kind of how that situation's set up. I'm going to see if I can go ahead and get this back together. And then I will grab the camera and show you a little quick bit of how I have our garden set up to get water. So we'll see if we can get this back together here or not. Okay, well, we're pretty close. A little bit of cowboy ingenuity, some leverage and such. About to get this back together. This is a valve that turns the irrigation on and off to my field. Might have to do a little shovel work there to get some of the dirt out of the way, but oh, there we go. Okay, well, I'll finish clamping that down in a minute, but that gives you an idea of the irrigation. Go ahead and grab the camera here. Okay, so what we got here, I already showed you this, but we'll get it a little closer up so you can see that. That's a valve that turns the water in and out, and it runs through these pipes all the way over here. And come on, camera, work with me. All the way down that way to irrigate this whole field. So garden is right up here on the other side of this fence. And if you look this way, you can kind of see the white pipe that follows around up there. We have buried irrigation pipe underneath the ground there that comes from a canal way back beyond those trees up there, way back up here. And that canal is what gets us water. Well, it goes into an underground pipe through a system up there. And so there's also a spring up there that I've kind of developed a little bit, a ditch that just kind of runs water all through the summer months. And so I've been able to put a pipe in that, get it into the underground system that's buried under here, and then see if I can show it here or not. Okay, there we go. I changed how the camera controls work, so I'm a little confused. That's part of life. So this guy right here is a vent pipe to let air into the system. Otherwise you get a hydrolock sometimes, which stops the water from going through. You can see I've got a ball valve and fitting plumbed onto the side of it. So basically, when this system has water in it, it'll hold water for close to a half mile all the way back up that way, about even with where this tree is right there. And so that's about where that spring is just to the left of that tree. And there's a good amount of elevation difference between here where that water goes in. And so when I close this valve here next to where I'm standing, that will back up the pressure, and it gives me, I don't know, maybe 5 psi at the garden. So it's enough that I can run a drip system off of it. Garden's back up right about here. Anyway, it'll run a drip system on a timer, which works really well because I am not a great gardener. I don't love plants like I love cows and horses and dogs, but plants are a necessary thing to live and to feed your animals, so I've had to learn how to work with them. But some people love plants. I just don't happen to be one of them. I love animals, and plants are necessary to have for animals. So, but what I'm trying to say is I've got a timer on the drip system because I don't go check on the plants every day, and this system allows me to use water that's already available, and I will show how I get it into the ditch here in a minute. Okay, so I'm up here at the little ditch where we actually get the water and get it into the pipe for the garden. Now, it runs through the same system that our field water runs through, so when we're using our field water, we just open up the canal and run the water through the big pipe. It's a 10-inch pipe buried underground. And when I'm just watering the garden, though, it needs water every day. I don't have access to water every day from the canal because we're irrigating the entire ranch with it. So what I've done, I'll go ahead and flip the camera around here and we'll show you what we've got here. So this ditch basically runs water all the time, during the growing season at least. It just kind of comes out of the ground up here, runs here. So we've taken this black pipe, which you can see right there. It's probably an 1.5 inch pipe, something like that. Flexible black pipe. And right here we have, see if we can zoom in on it here. Right here, you can see right there where the water is going into it, right there. Basically, I've just made a kind of a water catchment in the ditch out of sod and dirt and grass and stuck the pipe in it, so it dams the water up a little bit there and runs into the pipe. And then if you look straight over that way, that is the same big tree right out here that I was pointing at from before. Oh, what a beautiful evening out here. Then if you look over here at the side-by-side, that is basically where water runs through the hose and gets into the system. So I'll start the camera up down there and show you how it gets into the system. Okay, so you can see that my side-by-side's here in the screen. That's where I walked back to, and you can see at the end of the I'm on zoom, into the pipe down there, the fitting on it, and you can see it's running water out. Now that is not much water coming out. The thing about it is it runs non-stop around the clock and fills that 10-inch pipe for a half a mile. So the beautiful thing about this is it's all gravity fed from the start of the ditch back up here, about over here, comes through and down to here. That's gravity fed. And then the whole irrigation system, that canal that it get the water for the field, about where that knob sticks up on the hill there. It's roughly where the canal is and where the water comes out of to get into the system. But this culvert you see sticking up, here's another vent pipe. And so I've taken the liberty of putting a elbow on the vent pipe down there. You can see it right there. And that's where this hose hooks into. Just bring it over, slide it onto the pipe there. Okay. There we go. Now it's putting water non-stop into the system for the garden. Now this whole original system up here we put in goes underground from way up there, follows down all the way clear back to where I was showing you at the beginning. Now, it was not originally designed for my garden. It was designed to irrigate the field. And I just decided, you know what, I need some water for the garden, and it needs to be on a gravity flow, and I don't need to be looking at it every day. So I designed the system to be able to dump this hose of water from the ditch into the system through this vent pipe to the underground system, which backs up from the garden and creates pressure to run the drip system. So the drip system really doesn't use that much water, and it's set on the timer to go off a couple times a day to water the plants, and this thing runs continuously. So that's how we get enough water to water our garden for free through a system we already had. So really works pretty well. The only time we have issues is back up at the ditch up here. When we got cows in here, they trample the hose, and I have to come check on it every day when the cows are up in here. They're only up here some of the time, so it's not too bad. If I really got tired of dealing with it, I'd build a fence around where the hose is. Same with this deal here. The cows trample the hose right here and knock it off of there. I used to have it glued, but after I got tired of replacing glue fittings, I just slide it over there. Then when cows trample the hose, it falls off, and I come put it back on. So anyway, that is how we have the water system set up to water our field and get feed for our cows and horses, and also get water for the garden. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to try to answer them. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, show it to all your friends, and keep watching.